Normally, pretty much starts the day we hear about our fight. So once they notify us, we begin training hard. Usually about 10 to 8 weeks, and it doesn't seem like that long, but it's a long time when you're training 2 or 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So that's pretty much it. It's just really routine. Every day is the same thing. You know what you got to do, and it's pretty much eat, train, sleep, and then just do it all again.
And said, "Are you keen on having a fight?" I think it was 2 weeks after his 16th birthday. So he said, "Yeah, I'll do it." No expectations whatsoever on him or from me. Just went in there to have a go, and ended up getting a head kick KO about 7 seconds into the second round. I remember him walking out. You know, he's pretty happy that night, and on the way home he said to me, "I found my calling." He said, "I'm not playing football anymore. I'm going to fight in the UFC."
Yeah, so to be able to fight in Vegas, that's always been the dream, and I didn't think it would come so soon. I thought it'd be a lot longer down the track, but been fortunate enough to be able to fight in the fight capital of the world, so it's pretty awesome. And we're doing everything the same, you know. Our fight camps work, our preparation has always worked for us, so everything stays the same. And it'd be good to test myself overseas. It'd be my first, apart from New Zealand, it'd be my first fight overseas. You know, not being the crowd favourite, having to deal with all the jet lag, the long flight over there, not having any friends or family over there with me. So it'd be good to see how I cope under that sort of stress, and yeah, just looking forward to the whole experience.
Watch. When we get a name, it's normally 8 to 10 weeks out, and I'll watch the last 3 of the opponent's fights 30 times each. And I'll just break them down and try and identify weaknesses and where Jake can capitalise with his strengths. So that's a long process, and then we start to balance his camp, talk to his other coaches, his jiu-jitsu coach and wrestling coach and striking coaches, and give them my opinion on what the game plan is going to be, and you know, chat to them and see if they have any differences of opinion. And it doesn't really happen. We're all normally on the same page. So the entire camp's structured around that, and then it's balanced between, you know, how he's feeling at the time, and you know, Jake would train 24/7 given the opportunity. And you see a lot of these parents who push their kids. I'm the opposite. I'm the one who pulls Jake back and says, "No, you're taking tomorrow off."
The biggest thing for me is sort of overtraining, getting burnt out. So the ATP supplements, you know, when you take them, you just feel like $1 million. I know the days that I forget to take them, I'll just be flat. And then, you know, my dad makes sure that, you know, I take my supplements every morning, and they'll be, you know, the Alpha Mars helps a lot, Alpha Venus. My favourite's the infrared. Whenever I have that, it just gives me a massive pickup. Every morning I wake up, you think to yourself, I can't get through today, I can't train. And then, you know, have all my supplements, I'll loosen up, and I'll just get through the day again.
He's mentally focused, he's tough. Like, Jake is tough, and I think the last 2 fights prove that. I remember back in his first pro fight, I remember hearing from someone that the guy they put in was there to knock this kid off the pedestal. And the second guy was the same, and the third guy was the same, and so on, and they just kept going. And Jake just kept coming out on top. There was a lot of questions from people. How will he perform under pressure, being 21, being so young in the sport, not having that life experience and that sort of stuff? And he experienced that in Adelaide. And since then he's come back. In his last 2 fights he's been on the verge of losing and pushed straight through and come back. So I'd say, yeah, for sure, just mental toughness and his sheer will to succeed would be his strength. fast, right? Step off of it. Yeah. One more, then left.
So looking back on my career so far, the advice I would have are the things that I've noticed that have gone right, the things that have gone wrong. So what's gone right is that I had a lot of amateur fights before I turned pro, and it just gives you the experience of actually being in a fight. You know, people who try and go pro too soon, you know, you lack the experience in the ring. You know, you obviously haven't been training as long. So the first bit of advice would get as many amateur fights as you can, and make sure you're comfortable before you go pro, and it definitely helps. Treat it as a marathon and not a sprint. So, you know, don't be in a rush to get anywhere. You know, the fighters we have a pretty long career. You know, a lot of fighters can fight for 10 years, and that's what we do. We're not trying to climb too far up the ranks. We're not trying to fight anyone who's too highly ranked. We're just, you know, whatever fight comes along, we take it, and we're just sort of, you know, just inching towards our goals rather than just trying to sprint towards them. And probably the last bit of advice would be surround yourself with good people, not just in terms of like good coaches, but just people that are going to help you out, people that want to see you succeed, as well as coaches as well. You know, a lot of people get stuck at the same gym, and you know, the same gym they start out at, which is probably like a local gym. You do have to go out and source the best training that you can. And with MMA, it has to be, you know, the best coaches within each discipline. So go find the best jiu-jitsu coach you can, go find the best wrestling coach, the best striking coaches, and then you obviously got to find someone that can bring it all together, because it is MMA. So definitely those three things. Get the experience before you go pro, make sure you're comfortable before you go pro, surround yourself with good coaches, good people, and treat it as a marathon, not a sprint.